Welcome, everyone. I am glad you were all here today. I have an exciting program. I'm excited. We're going to do buyer presentations today, which I'm really excited about. You might wonder, Chris, why are you excited about buyer presentations in this market? Well, that's a really good question, and I'm glad you asked, because they're absolutely critical to have hammered down right now if you're having conversations with buyers, right? So let me ask you, who here is doing consultations and appointments with buyers? Aaron, you are. Steph, are you working with buyers?
I'm working with buyers, but I haven't done formal presentations.
Okay, well, good. Then I'm especially glad to hear. Clint, are you working with buyers? Clint's on mute. Maybe he may or may not respond.
Sorry, yeah, I'm driving here, so I kind of got the on, but yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. No problem. So, okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to, I'm going to show you a couple of things, and we're going to have a discussion around buyer presentations. And so I'm going to share with you some of my top secret trade secrets of working with buyers. Are you ready for that?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you what we have. Okay, so can you all see this screen right here? It has a letter.
Yes.
Letter on it is, this is a letter that we give to buyers. I'm going to read it to you. Hello, thank you for the opportunity to represent you in the purchase of your new home. I think of my clients as individuals with specific needs. With that in mind, my team and I strive to give you an exceptional service. In response to the more challenging market we have experienced over the years, we have become more determined and assertive with marketing and technology. This has allowed us to be highly successful in securing results for our clients. And so in that paragraph, what do you take out of that? This is something we give to buyers. What do you take out of this?
That you're successful. You have experience.
Good, good. What else?
I really enjoy, because where I've been struggling is I'm new to the team concept. And I love that you draw out that you're a team, that's the expectation. And that way it's not awkward later.
Let's talk about that for a second, though. Could this letter be used by an individual agent?
100%. You just take out my team.
No, you leave it in. And why?
Oh, because the team of agents that we have here.
We're all on a team. It doesn't matter if you're running your own real estate team. Every one of us is part of a real estate team called Keller Williams. In fact, we are the biggest real estate team in real estate. And so every one of you is part of an extremely successful, productive, results-oriented team. So you can leave that in there, whether you're an agent by yourself or you're running a team. Now, let's proceed. This is absolutely the very best time to be a buyer. Timing is everything, and there are 3 reasons to confirm your decision to buy. Interest rates are at a 60-year low. Expect to get a great interest rate for your mortgage. Inventory is up in abundance, so you have many choices. Now, let's talk about that for a second. Does anyone here feel weird about that comment?
Yes.
Right, because inventory is not as abundant. But Aaron, what did James Shaw say in Pivot Shift Ahead with regards to inventory for buyers? How many houses are out there for any given buyer rate at any point in time? You remember?
I don't remember that. I remember the realtors talking about number of realtors versus houses for sale, but not houses for sale compared to buyers.
Not important. The number of houses that is relevant to any given buyer is about 5. It's about 5. And so whether there are 1,000 listings or 100 listings, there's only about 5 that matter to your client. Now, the difference is we are competing with more buyers, but the amount of houses that are perfect for that person right now is about 5. And so we just have to work harder. And so the other thing on here, sellers are negotiable and definitely cooperating to do what it takes to sell their home. The truth is, sellers are doing what it takes to sell their home. Now, negotiable, everything is negotiable, including the terms. And so what we put in for terms is very important. And it's important to have that conversation with the buyer about the terms that it will take to get their offer accepted. The first step to purchasing a home is to select the right realtor to effectively and profitably represent your interests. Okay, what does that statement tell them? What does that statement tell a buyer?
I see it as not every realtor is the same.
Not every realtor is the same. Does it say the first step is to select 5 realtors to help you buy a house? No, select the right realtor. And who would that be?
Me.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you for the privilege of allowing me to show you the best possible listings available. The Delps Real Estate Group and myself are prepared to answer all of your questions and handle your purchase professionally and successfully. Sincerely, Tony Delps and the Delps Real Estate Group. So you can put Megan DeYoung and KW Sulan, or whatever you want to put on there as your salutation at the end. And so this is something that we give to people to instill confidence in them to help buy a house. And now buying a house right now, if you're representing buyers, do you have to work hard? Is it easy representing buyers right now?
No.
It's work. You earn it. If you're working with buyers, you earn it. And so this will help gain buyers and instill trust in you so that when you give them consultation, they're able to take you at your word and follow your direction. Now, does anyone here have buyers that don't listen to them ever? I do. I think I'm pretty smart. I think I know what I'm doing. Do I ever have buyers that don't listen to me? Yes. Is it frustrating? Absolutely. And this is where I talk about letting people lose. Sometimes you have to let your buyers lose before they get a grip on what's really going on in the market. And we all could tell stories about how many buyers we've had that have lost a bunch of houses. I think the most we had was like a half a dozen. I think we had someone lose like 6 houses before they got one. We didn't quit though. We kept going. And every time we got into a negotiation, they sharpened up their pencil a little bit more until they were so desperate. Made it happen. Okay, I'm going to show you something else. All right. So now we're talking about buyer presentation. So we have a packet. We have a 10-page packet. Now, let me share with you. I don't advise a 10-page packet. I think this is about 5 pages too long myself. Here's the value though. I don't even care what your packet says, so long as you have something professional to give them. And so if you look at this, and I'm using Tony's packet as an example, you got a picture of a nice property. We've got the logo. If you're not on a team, don't have a logo, put the KW logo up there. And then got the information down here. Can someone tell me what's missing from this section right here that should be here that is not? I'm highlighting one of the flaws of our packet that needs fixed that I noticed this morning.
Where she's licensed.
Thank you, Aaron. Your information should also include where they're licensed. So that is something that needs worked on here. And so our packet, and I'm just going to cover the highlights of it, goes over the home search process, what you get when you work with us, having systems in place. And so this sets the stage again to show your professionalism. We are all professionals. And when we do this, what it does is show our clients, 1, we know what we're doing. And 2, we set the expectations up for them ahead of time. And so this just talks about how we loved helping buyers, that each client is an individual. We want to learn about their lifestyle, their needs and their wishes, which is absolutely true. Who here has a buyer consultation questionnaire that they use?
I have one now, but I haven't used it yet.
Okay, use it, try it, especially if you're on the phone with them. When someone calls and they say, hey, Chris, I'm interested in your listing, blah, 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 Main Street. I say, great, that one's already sold. And I'd be happy to find you something else. And then I go through the buyer consultation and I'm looking over here. I keep my buyer consultations right by my desk so that if someone calls me out of the blue, I can start writing things down that are important. Full name, phone number, address, email address. Why do you want a house? What's your budget? Who's your loan officer? Blah, 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 and go on and get to know them better, find out where they're at, and determine what the next step will be for them. Okay, great. You need to talk to a lender. Okay, great. You have cash in hand. You're ready to go shopping. You know, what part of town do you want to be on? How many beds and baths? What about a garage? And what about a ranch or a 2-story, you know? Because here's the thing. I think a lot of realtors wing it. And when I say a lot of realtors, I'm talking about myself. For years and years, I just winged it because I thought, I know real estate, I'm good, I'll figure it out, I'll remember things. Those were all lies I told myself about being a realtor. The worst of them being, I will remember what they said to me. Okay. How many people think, oh, they told me that, oh, I won't forget that. And then you forget. Yes, we all do it. It happens. And that's why having a system in place where you can document the details will help you out. The other added benefit to that is, let's say you go on vacation, you need someone else to help them. Great. Hand them the file, show them what you got. That way you're not reinventing the wheel. That also shows professionalism in handing off a client if you're on vacation or gone or whatever. And it works phenomenal. Next one, the home buying process goes through the different stages to get there. Selecting your agent, selecting a real estate agent, not 5, obtaining financial pre-approval, analyze your needs in a buyer consultation, select properties, view properties, write an offer, negotiate terms, accept the contract. Great, there's a bunch of stuff. And here's the contract to close stuff. Inspections, issues, title, encumbrances, title insurance, appraisal, underwriting, yada, yada. We all know what those things are, but the buyer doesn't. They don't know all of those things. And when you show them that, do you think they're going to want to go buy without an agent? No, that's a lot of stuff. And we are the ones that are going to help them get through all of that. Close and take possession of the property. Okay. Who here has struggled getting a buyer to get pre-approved? Has anyone ever heard, well, if I like the house, I'll get pre-approved? Yeah, I've heard it. I say, great, then you don't want the house. Not today, you don't. Why pre-qualify? We recommend our buyers get pre-qualified before beginning their home search. Knowing exactly how much you can comfortably spend on a home reduces potential frustration of looking at homes beyond your means. Oh, I'll share with you. I just got pre-approved for a loan. I'm looking at buying a house. I'm excited about that. But before I got too excited, I wanted to know what was reasonable for me, because I don't want to get too excited either about buying a house that I can't afford, right? And so the big thing about getting pre-approved is it puts them in the driver's seat, and then they can start the fun part. What I tell people is, hey, you get pre-approved from your phone in 15 minutes. If they're not willing to do that for you, why would you waste an hour or more of your time getting out of your office, getting in your car, driving to show a house, and wasting your time if they have shown you they aren't willing to do the bare minimum to prepare for a home purchase? They're looky-loos. If they're not willing to do that, they're not serious. And for me, my time is valuable. My time is so valuable, and so is yours. Time is really our only resource. It's our most valuable resource. And I'm not going to waste it with people that won't allow me to help them put themselves in a position to purchase a home. Finding your home purchase, got your pre-qualification, application interview, get the documents. And again, this is all stuff they would go through with the loan officer. And what I tell people is, hey, whatever your loan officer needs, whatever your lender needs, get it to them quickly, because it will affect your ability to close on time, to get your offer accepted and all of that. It will make the process go so much more smoothly for you and them. And everybody wants to do easy deals, right? Yes, we all want to do easy deals. I love telling people, I only do easy deals. I only do easy deals. They're all easy if you know what you're doing, and if you prepare along the way and set the stage for what's coming next. Our presentation goes over making an offer, getting under contract. And again, for me, I'll admit, this is a bit verbose. This is too much, in my opinion. However, whether they read it or not, do we look like we know what we're doing? Yes, we do. And it spells it all out for them. And we have one for sellers as well. And sometimes at the presentation, I won't even go over the packet. I'll just say, hey, here's some more information. I'll do my spiel. I'll talk to them, and then I'll say, here's some more information. I want you to review it. We'll revisit this again tomorrow. And I've had people say, Chris, you know, based off of your packet, I think you're right. I think we should list at this price, or I think we should do this. And that makes me feel so good. It makes having this worth it for someone to say, after reading your packet, I agree. I think we should do this. It caused one of my clients to reconsider pricing on their house. Because maybe we're not great with words, but if this is a script, your document is your script, right? And so whether you read it to them, they read it themselves, you have a script to help get them to the closing table. So closing talks about closing, owning the house, delivering the funds, delivering the deed. And then goes over a bunch of frequently asked questions. And then I've got a list of recommended lenders, got a list of recommended home inspectors. And so there are different, and this is an old one. Actually, this isn't my most recent one, I can tell, because there's supposed to be something else on there. But that gives you an idea of what you can present to your clients. And again, it doesn't matter. If you build one from scratch, take one out of Command, these exist in Command. You can build these in Command. You can add your photo to it. You can do all sorts of stuff. Make it your own. Make it personal to you, so that way it resonates with your clients. Because I think the best thing you can do is be yourself. You know, have your marketing be reflective of yourself. Have your interactions with people be reflective of yourself. Don't try and be another agent. Don't try and be someone else. Be yourself. I think that's the most important thing I can share with you is don't try and model your business specifically after someone else in particular, with and abandon your own characteristics and qualities. So regarding buyers, thoughts, questions. Yes.
I have tentatively a meeting set up for Monday, and they're going to talk about buying and selling at the same time. Do you do a formal presentation on both, or present a packet of each?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you have both packets, say, hey, here's one on this, here's one on buying, here's one on selling. Let's talk about both. And that's where I'd have a buyer and a seller consultation right in the same packet, in both packets or whatever with me, so I could complete both at the same time, whether it's in person or on the phone.
I just did my first double one Sunday night, and just give you insight. I did the seller's part first because they wanted me to come for a listing, and then obviously they need to do a home, and I'm kind of long-winded, so that kind of gets dragged out. So I secured that signature for the listing first, and then I said, okay, so the buyer packet, this is a lot of the same information, a lot of the same paperwork. We can buzz through this. Here's a packet, kind of like Chris said, here's a packet for you guys to review. That way I don't exhaust them too much, because let's be real. I mean, at least for me, I'm very winded. So by the end of the listing packet, everyone's like, okay, let's move on. So just food for.
Yeah. And so one of the other things that is talked about repeatedly is how do you control a conversation? Who knows how do you control a conversation?
Questions.
Asking questions.
Asking questions. Megan, you're muted, but I saw your lips. We control the conversation by asking questions and being quiet. We don't want to dominate the conversation. We don't want to talk too much. The truth is, they don't want to listen to us talk. They want to find out how to get from point A to point B with the least amount of resistance. And so if you make it about them, if you make the conversations about them and their goals, they will like you. They will like you more because you're making it about them. You're taking interest in them. One of the things I'm guilty of is talking too much. We're all talkers, right? Aaron, you're a talker. Yeah, I'm a talker for sure. And that's probably one of the biggest mistakes we make is talking too much. Ask the question, zip it, and listen and write it down. And so for me, that's why the consultation forms are so important because I simply ask questions and they tell me all about their hopes and dreams and desires. And they think they're the center of the universe because we make it about them. And so right now, more than ever, it is essential, whether you are helping a complete stranger that was a cold call off of a sign, or you're helping your mother, bring your A game every single time. One of the biggest mistakes I've ever made is treating friends and family like friends and family instead of like real estate clients. Well, guess what? They still expect us to be professionals. They expect us to show up, suit up, and bring our A game every time. And I've lost business from friends and family because I didn't go over the buyer consultation. I didn't talk to them about representation. I took shortcuts, and the shortcuts I've taken have cost me not less than $20,000 that I can think of in the last 2 years. Now, how would you feel if you lost $20,000 from your friends and family because you took a shortcut? What did I do there, Aaron? What would James say that I did there?
You left the systems and models,
I paid for my education.
right?
I paid for my education, and I paid heftily. I paid a lot for the education. And these were with people I would have never dreamed would have gone with someone else or done something different. And they did it not because they were mad at me, not because I didn't treat them well. They did it because I failed them as an agent, as their agent, to bring my A game, to talk to them about representation, to talk to them about how the system worked, to talk to them about FSBOs. You know, I made the assumption that the business was mine no matter what. And I didn't need to go through a buyer consultation, and I didn't need to go through a seller consultation. I didn't need to have them sign an agency agreement. Those are where the shortcuts will come back and haunt you, is when you think it was arrogant on my part to think that there was no competition there. And so I made a mistake. I learned. Was I mad about it? Absolutely. I was furious. And I was mad at myself. I was mad at myself because even though I've been doing this for as long as I have, I made a mistake. And so we don't have to make those mistakes. Bring our A game every time. Have a professional thing. Aaron, you have your hand raised?
I do. I wanted to see if you would catch it.
I upgraded my Zoom, and so now I have the emoji things at the bottom, and I have the hand raised things. So yeah.
So I just wanted to chime in on that same topic real quick.
Go ahead.
It goes right along with it about paying for your education and your friends and family. Something else is I've won a handful of listings of people who said, I have friends that are realtors. And I even won one recently where they had a relative that was a realtor. And why did they pick me? They said, because quite honestly, nobody's ever asked me. And so remember to touch those people that you count on, because if you're not, someone else is.
Absolutely. That is 100% correct. Yeah. Bring your A game every time. Be a professional. We are all professionals. Set up smart plans. Yesterday, I was at jury duty selection. I ran into a client and someone in my database who I regularly market to. They said, Chris, I get your emails, and we're thinking about selling in about a year. We want a ranch house instead of a 2-story. I said, fantastic. I'm really glad to hear that. This is someone I haven't talked to in person, probably 3 years. And I market to them regularly, and they're still going to use me. We had a great conversation. It was wonderful to catch up. The other client is one that I'm going to list their house probably in the next month. And so anyway, the point is, be professional, show up, do your thing. If you think there is room for you to take a shortcut, I would strongly encourage you to reconsider. Every time I've tried to shortcut the process, it has proven to be a poor idea. And don't get me wrong, I'm a path of least resistance person. I think we all are. But for me, the path of least resistance is just doing it right the first time and every time. learning the hard way sometimes is the reminder that I need to do that. And so I'm not above making mistakes. It happens. We all do. The best way I found to mitigate that is simply just to do it right, to not take shortcuts, and it'll work out. Any other questions or thoughts on buyers right now? Steph, you are muted.
Thanks.
Yep.
Would you be willing to share your packet as another reference for me to
Sure.
go off of?
Yep, you may use it for reference. You may copy whatever you like from it. I would strongly encourage you to build your own from scratch and not copy and paste everything, simply for the fact that I wouldn't want you to accidentally copy our name or our logo or something like that. But yeah, I would share that. Yep.
Thank you.
And look in, I'll have to ask Allie. I think we made that in Command. I think we just used the template in Command to make that. And I think, Aaron, do you know, are there multiple options for buyer and seller packets?
I have not used those yet. I saw them when we did Bold. Right now, I don't have a buyer's packet. I just have a deal that I go through. So I want to systematize that. And for listings, I still use Toolkit.
I started to use Command at one point and trying to navigate it and got frustrated. So I need to dive into it again.
What
Right.
I'm gonna do, Steph, I'm gonna ask Tyler Anderson. I would almost bet money that he has a video on how to create one step by step, which would be better and easier than cutting and pasting off of mine. I'm gonna I have a note down to call him.
Okay.
And see if we can get that sent out today.
So there are multiple options in Command for both buyer presentation and listing presentations. So what I have done is there's parts of one and parts of another that I use to basically make my own.
Okay.
It's pretty easy once you just kind of sit down and run through it once. It's really easy to get the next time.
Good. Wonderful. Good. Megan, did you learn how to do that on your own, or did you have Tyler
Yeah.
help you? Yeah, you did.
No.
Okay.
All on my own. I'll be in the office. If Steph, are you in Sioux City
No, I'm in-
or Okoboji?
No, I'm in Okoboji.
Oh, okay. And say otherwise I can give you a call and kind of run through it like step by step too later.
Megan, if you are coming to the office in Sioux City, the other thing I would say for you and Steph is, if you want to use this Zoom channel, you could do screen sharing and show that way also. If that's
Okay.
easier for you both. And Megan, I can help you do that.
Okay.
That work?
There's 5 of them in Command.
5 of them in Command. Okay. Yeah. So there's different options. And for me, honestly, like mine needs to get pared down. That 10 pages is way too much. Nobody wants to read that many pages. So, okay.
I think it's much, yeah, I think I sort of know how to do it. It was just time consuming and I was trying to rush and I have technology issues with my laptop as well. So I don't know if it's as much needing guidance or just taking the time to do it.
Yeah. So this is taking the idea of building, working in your business rather than on your business. So working on your business and in your business is the distinction between like going and showing houses versus planning and creating and
Right.
making systems in place. So it's important to do both. So Megan, get a hold of me when you get into the office and we'll get that set up. That way, if you and Steph want to run through that, you can. And yeah, I think it'd be pretty quick if you see it on the screen.
Steph, I also might be coming up on Sunday to hang out. So I wouldn't be opposed to meeting up and helping too.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Have a wonderful day and I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.